You are now watching Game Point Sports Talk with an Edge.
Welcome to Game Point Sports on AHRR Network. Man, this is M Good Night, Robbie the Rocket. We got some special guests. We got Coach Ray, man, and Uncle Tux is what they call him. I just call him Tux with two X's.
You better put some respect on my name.
I'll just give him.
He already started.
You better put some respect on my name.
We ain't got started yet. Messing with this cat
in the
here.
building, baby.
Here at the AHRR Network, we'd like you to like, share, tweet, comment, repeat, and do it all again. And follow us on YouTube and do your thing, man. How y'all fellas doing on this Friday night, man?
Lovely
brother.
night, man.
I'm doing
Lovely night.
Yeah, lovely night.
I forgot it was Friday.
Hey, man.
Honestly, to be a thou wow with y'all.
COVID-19 to do that to you, man.
COVID made it just one long day.
Yeah, it's like Groundhog
Real
Day.
shit.
But man, we gonna get into some sports real quick, man. We got let's open it with some NBA free agency real quick. You got some big names that may be on the move. You got Russell Westbrook, James Harden, two big names in Houston who may not be solidified with the direction that the Houston Rockets are going into, so they might be wanting to opt out. It's a lot of money. So, I mean, I hit y'all with the money that's owed. Roughly, their contracts are like exactly the same. So they're both owed $131 million over the next 3 seasons. And they both include a $46 million, or I can't believe I'm even saying this, a $46 million player option for the following season. Wow.
Sheesh.
Like,
Sheesh.
I mean,
You talk about a raise, right?
I mean, are you
that paper?
$50 million to play a season of basketball, man? Are you crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy,
Man,
bro.
but what do y'all think of the best landing spots of one of these, or either one of these guys?
I mean, where you want to start at? Start here, there? Where you want to start?
Give us a name.
Start Coach Ray. Start Coach Ray.
Man, as far as a landing spot for them two guys, are they going together or are they going apart?
Oh, they going
Because
apart.
honestly, what happened in Houston, that small ball wasn't working for them. It's too much. They put too much on both of their back. So now, who needs a guard?
Right.
Who needs a shooting guard and who needs a point guard? You know, who needs both?
Right.
And I'm looking at somewhere like, man, New Jersey somewhere out east, so that the East, so that they can.
Let's go.
Well, they are.
Well, I would go Brooklyn, except for Brooklyn already made their bed.
Brooklyn is New Jersey.
They got. I forgot that Brooklyn did switch over, but Brooklyn, they got so many hurt players sitting on the bench that in the season coming back so quick on them, they still gonna have what they're gonna need like another month on KD.
They can use one. That's a good point. Good point. I'll say this. I'll say this though. I mean, I'll say this. At least by reports, KD is looking like what they just said. Gilbert Arenas just talked about him. Also, who else was it that also tweeted? I think it was Damian Lillard. That basically when they were playing some pickup ball, just a couple days ago, saying his first 5 shots were all swishes, all net. After he's just been they're saying that he's returned like he's never had an injury. So, and if that's the case, that's scary for the NBA. But I will say this, it's a little hard. Like, let's start with Russell Westbrook, right? Russell Westbrook, for me, he's one of my favorite players at first when he first came out. I really loved his tenacity. But if you guys know who I am, I love consistency and making the right decisions. To me, he never's checked that box for me. So he's kind of fell off a little bit as one of my peoples that I always root for, or at least, try to cheer on. So I don't see him going to be a good fit for a team really vying for a championship.
I'm with you.
So the point that you made up earlier, when we was talking offset about him going to the Knicks, I think the Knicks might be the most ideal location for Westbrook. As for Harden, they're talking about a few things. They're talking about Harden maybe going to Brooklyn, with KD, being rejoined with KD and Kyrie there and making that big three. The thing is that Brooklyn does have the assets to be able to pull that off with your Calvis LeVerts, your Spencer Dinwiddie's, Allen, the center, things of that nature. But so I could see them making a play for it. Do I see it working?
No way.
I don't see the chemistry right off.
Not enough ball around.
Right?
Can't pass the ball around.
I don't know if there's enough ball around to go. I know KD could fit in anywhere, but this is the year I really want to see KD just doghouse the league. Real shit.
Speaking on KD.
But Harden, I don't know. That's going to be a tough one.
Speaking on
maybe
KD,
Minnesota.
KD doesn't like to be around a ball dominant type of player. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why he left the Russell Westbrook in the first place. So
you got Kyrie. Come on now. I'm not sure if that's true.
But these
Kyrie is one of the most ball dominant players in the league.
But he knows that Kyrie is probably only going to play 30 games this season. So
you've been saying that all his career.
He does know that. So we gonna get in. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna just say this on a Harden level. I see him in Miami with Jimmy Buckets.
Man, and speaking on that, that's a good one. Good segue to what I'm about to say, man. We got a comment that said from Mr. Blackwell, Westbrook to Miami.
I think Jimmy Buckets. I think Harden better.
Westbrook to Miami, Harden to Toronto.
That might be good.
And he also said there's no way. I believe he was commenting way
Brooklyn
of
the Brooklyn. Him going to Brooklyn.
Of him going to Brooklyn.
So no way it would work. I'm not that I agree with that. As who has the assets to trade to a team like Houston, who's on the verge of losing both of their top superstars, and they're trying to get some real talent back and some value back. Brooklyn is a top contender for that. But you did make a strong point with Toronto. Toronto does have the young assets. They do have the money to as well to do so, and they have a brilliant GM president in Osiri. I mean Jiri. So that's something that can be done. I like these. Hold on, let me just let these sit for a second. So Russell Westbrook in Miami.
Boom.
I think I like Harden better in Miami, bro.
Harden fit in Miami. I just said that.
Jimmy Butler and Westbrook.
No, that's what I'm saying. I like Jimmy. That's why I like Jimmy Butler and Harden better than Westbrook.
Better because
Jimmy Butler and Westbrook.
I just said that, y'all.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you.
That automatic shooter. That one that you know.
Yeah.
If Miami had a Harden type player this year, I think they would have won it.
Miami has the young assets, right? And they have the money to sign an actual superstar.
They don't have to give up anything.
They don't have to give up anybody. But in order for them to get Harden, they have to. It has to be a trade, right? So it has to be a trade with Harden.
I mean, you give up some draft picks, and
I mean, you're gonna have to give up a hero. They're gonna have to put Bam Adebayo maybe on the block.
No.
That's come on. You're not just gonna get Harden just to get Harden, bro. We're talking about a 30-point scorer for the. Come on, bro.
You don't have to give up something.
You have to give up something.
They got money, and they got draft picks, though.
It's not. You're gonna have to give up something. You have to give up a lot.
You're gonna have to give up a lot.
Harden.
I don't think.
Westbrook, you can get away with.
You can get away with mid-range with Westbrook, but you
have to give up. You have to give up some shit. And there's only so many teams that can play with that type of game.
I mean, let me run this by y'all real quick. I mean, we also got another comment, Harden to Philadelphia. What are you guys thinking about that?
I don't like it because it seems too fishy. I don't like that Houston is going to do business with the GM that just left. I don't like that type of business, man. I don't like that. And you're going to give them Harden, and here's your parting. I don't like that shit. And I don't like the relationship of that.
But without saying the relationship,
but you're saying
Houston can get something that they need, and they need a big man. They need some tall.
So you're saying Embiid? I think they're talking more or less Ben Simmons, though.
Still, and man, they need some height. They need somebody down there with some defense and some height, and that can run the game. And Philly got the best trade value.
I like that. You're right. I agree.
For Houston.
They have the best superstar star value. Let's say star value trade, but star value. You're right. Because you can put a Ben Simmons in that package
to get a
right.
You won't have to break up the whole team.
But you're gonna have to throw in one of those dogs.
You're gonna have to throw up some money. You're gonna have to throw up a money player.
Reginald Collins said the same thing. He said Harden go to Philly. I mean, and they fit. He do kind of look. If Ben Simmons come to us, they gonna need a Harden.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Ben Simmons coming to the Warriors, and if Ben Simmons coming to the Warriors, Harden will be a good fit with them.
I mean, when we talk to you, Robbie, you say everybody's coming to the Warriors.
They're coming to the Warriors.
You say the Warriors, but I mean, I have heard that.
Ben Simmons and Al Horford coming to the Warriors.
I have heard that. Ben Simmons
for the second round and second round pick and what you call it?
And Wiggins.
So if Wait, say that again, please.
The first round, the second pick,
overall pick, and Wiggins. So we get Al Horford and we get Ben Simmons.
That's stupid.
I said
let me tell you why it's stupid. Because
what do you think?
Because I unless you're putting Draymond Green in there for Ben Simmons, because they both do a lot of the same exact type. No, it's not. I'm not talking about position wise. The position list has been up for a while. We're talking about actual roles, and Ben Simmons is gonna fulfill what Draymond and give more. So I actually like Ben Simmons out there, but I would not put. It would be Andrew Wiggins could stay, and I'd actually trade it.
But we ain't got nothing down low.
I like Wiseman though. Number one, I think they should keep the draft pick, take it with number 2, and get them Wiseman.
I like Ben Simmons too, but when you give up Ben Simmons for Draymond Green, you lose in toughness.
Yeah.
And that's what that's the
wait.
He's fragile.
He's fragile. Don't just blame him because he's light skinned.
Oh no, I'm not.
Ben Simmons is a tough cookie, man.
No, I give him that, but he's not a Draymond Green on the court.
He's not dark skinned. I get it.
What you gonna
get? I get it. I get it.
The upside, what you gonna get from Ben Simmons as far as the shooting and the play around the ball is gonna be better. But you're going to lose that one player that you can throw on the court to throw off another team's tough player.
You know what I mean? I got you.
That's what you got with that. Because they don't really need no more shooting.
I think
they don't need no more. I mean,
Ben Simmons. If you look at Ben Simmons, might be perfect out there with a Steph Curry and a Clay.
He's a distributor.
Come on,
they don't got to do much.
Big body.
He can rebounds.
He can pass.
Clay can just set up and shoot his
pass with the best of them right now.
But
I really think I like Ben Simmons.
We got to keep Draymond.
His efficiency,
because he can take it. He can with those two gone. Ben Simmons can go on and either be the player that everybody says he was when he came out, or hit the brick.
Ben Simmons with Harden or Ben Simmons with Russell.
Ben Simmons with neither one.
Neither one. That one even worse. That one even worse.
They're not going to get rid of both of them. They're not going to get rid of them.
You got to get rid of them. There's going to be one of them.
But if you got to get rid of one of them, I'd rather see Ben Simmons without Westbrook.
Yeah.
I don't think Westbrook
I don't like
I think Westbrook alone in New York without any other shit around him, some young players, it's his team to just do what he needs to do.
Like he was in Oklahoma the last couple of seasons.
He has to be.
That's where he plays best.
Westbrook is a solo soldier. He's a guy that's gonna bring
a rider.
He's gonna bring New York back to relevance. He's gonna be a ninth. Get him to the eighth, 7th, 6th seed. You know what I'm saying? Bring him back a little bit of relevance. Bring him back a little bit of fanfare. And he's just that guy. He's that guy who's never gonna win a championship.
But yeah, he will be.
And he's that guy who's never gonna win a championship. He's falling down that Carmelo Anthony claw.
Because teams win championships, and he's
a stat guy. He's a stat guy. He's like, watch this triple double. Watch how I do this.
He is. He you know what? I hate to regurgitate somebody else's terms that are talking the same thing, but the term is stubborn. He is a stubborn player, man. He really is
like cocky, arrogant.
You know,
like a crybaby.
I love his tenacity. I love his attitude of there are no friends on the court. It's just me and the ball, right? I appreciate that as somebody who loves the competitive fiber of a player, right? But man, he's costly. He's costly when it's really time for you to gel, make the right play at the right time. That has never been a strong suit for Westbrook.
He's known for making the worst decisions in the clutch.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It hurts my heart because I always want him to
when
succeed.
the game turns to a team game, that's where he loses. Mm-hmm. When the game turns to where you're going to need everybody, when you need the other 4 players that's on the court with you, that's where his bad decisions, because he's not thinking about the other 4 players on the court with him. He's playing.
Yeah, 100% right.
He's going straight for, it's all me. It's all about me winning this game, and it's not about the team winning this game. Yeah, so that's where you lose. That's where you lose championship. Yeah, you can be he's a great player. He can play as one of the top 10s. Top 20 players in the league, but he will never hold a championship until he gives up that eye.
He's the type of guy. He's the type of guy who will leave the court, man, and probably wouldn't even shake his own player's hand.
Correct.
He's
correct. But I don't know about crying. He does whine a little bit. He does whiner, but I think that's part of being the new age players. NBA,
that's league wide. That's league wide.
You get calls these days whining and bitching.
That's league wide.
Okay, that in a way, the fucked up part is whining and bitching is part of gamesmanship now. Okay,
everybody.
Where we at now, man?
And then let's go. Man, we're gonna talk about something. More a little clearer that might be happening. We're talking about DeMar DeRozan to the Lakers, where Kyle Kuzma and Danny Green.
I think it's a good thing. I think what they're trying to do is have a player that's a surety there. I think DeMar DeRozan definitely fits that mold of being a surety player at that position. If you need a bucket, a free throw, you need an extra hustle play, I think DeMar DeRozan not only embodies that, but he also is at a point in his career where he understands he has to play, and he wants a chip. He deserves a chip in a sense of what he's put to the game and towards the game. He's not a player that takes off. I think he fits in that mold for the Lakers, so I would say that would be an A+ for them if they cop it.
In my opinion on that notation, I mean, he's a local guy out of L.A. It makes a lot of sense. It fits him, And with the trade, I mean, it evens out. So that'll be a good fit for that man. It kind of scared me. I don't want it to happen, but, it kind of scared me as my words coming back into you. We got to battle them, but that's a good fit for them.
I believe it could possibly be a good fit, but I believe when you're playing with LeBron James, you got to surround yourself with. He likes to surround himself with 3-point shooters, and one thing that DeMar DeRozan doesn't do is he doesn't shoot many threes. He only shot 35 threes, 3-pointers last year.
He's a sure bucket though, bro.
He's definitely
Kuzma's not a sure bucket. Danny Green's not a sure bucket.
LeBron can shoot
DeMar DeRozan is a sure bucket.
He's gonna get you 15 to 20 every.
But LeBron can shoot the three.
Right.
Anthony Davis can shoot the three.
You get 5 from Kuzma and you get 25 from Kuzma.
Outside of shooters, though, I was gonna say dirt. Outside of shooters, and good night. I think LeBron is at a point in his career where he just wants surety. Okay. And I think that's where DeMar DeRozan really fits on the Lakers. I don't think it's about dead-eye shooting, but DeMar DeRozan could put the ball in the hole. Let's not act like he's not, and he's still younger than the teammates he's going to be a part of, right? Mm-hmm. So I think he's in a perfect position if he goes to be a third wheel with the Lakers, and he is literally a way surer bucket than those two players.
Yeah,
and Kuzma hasn't fulfilled the last.
Kuzma just ain't. I mean, he
can hold down that second tier team while LeBron takes the break without them falling so far, or without them, like you said, we're on consistency. Where consistency is needed on that second team, he can hold that. He can hold that.
So he's a Klay Thompson of the Lakers.
And he might not. I agree with the 3-point shooting, but everything in the league ain't about 3 points. You gotta hold it down.
Let me ask a Laker fans. We got a Midas Johnson who is a
Laker fan.
A Lakers fan for real. He didn't want to take me on no bets. Glad my money didn't go anywhere. But what you think about Kyle Kuzma and Danny Green being traded for a DeMar DeRozan? And if that's a good fit. I mean, I think it could be a good fit. I definitely think it could be a good fit.
And I like those other two going to San Antonio.
Yeah, I think they're setting Danny Green going back home to you know his familiar area. I mean, even if those are good places where Danny Green could also segue right into coaching. That's exactly how San Antonio does. He's a good person that looks like he's definitely going to go that route.
And Kuzma needs some grooming.
I think that's a good spot for him.
Yeah, and dude can groom him. Popovich.
Do you think this is
that's fair?
Is this a point to where Kyle Kuzma will become that person to fulfill that potential?
Yep.
In San Antonio.
Yep. Look, I'm gonna tell you why.
I think if anybody could get the potential out of him, no better than Popovich.
Yeah. Let me say this. Think about New Orleans. When Ball didn't play good in Laker territory, but he went over to New Orleans and balled out. Your boy Ingram was like a Kuzma in the Lakers. Now he go to New Orleans. He's an all-star now.
He's an all-star.
Averaging this, so you get them players away from LeBron James, which we don't need to be talking about on this all the time, but get away from there, they shine. So you know what I'm saying?
I can't say all that. I won't agree all the way with that.
But I'm gonna say,
right? Because he does make a lot of players get better and get paid.
Okay,
correct. I agree.
That's fair. But if they leave LeBron, they shine. LeBron take the shine away from him. Kuzma,
like
you don't even talk about Kuzma.
Everybody can't do everything. You got to be fitted with the right, with the right situation to make you into that player. There's a lot of NBA players that won't be able to play on the same court as LeBron, But then the few that he does go get fit what he's trying to do, and he grooms them into what he needs.
LeBron can maybe a better basketball player.
He
can maybe a better basketball player.
What's to say that what LeBron did for Ingram didn't help him when he got to New Orleans?
With Rondo probably gonna leave, I think DeMar DeRozan would be perfect because you're gonna need somebody else to man that, like you said, man that second unit and be able to deliver. And even when he plays with with LeBron, somebody to can have the ball like Rondo did, and LeBron.
Are there talks about Rondo being gone?
I've heard talks of Rondo.
Who the fuck is dumb enough to let Rondo not retire with him?
I think Rondo. They talking about Rondo going to Golden State also.
That's dumb as hell.
We need him on the bench though.
Dumb as hell.
We need him on the bench though. We
dumb
need
as
Rondo.
Hell. I think any player who has the honor of having a Rondo on your team, you better give him what he needs.
Let me see what you guys think about this comment. LeBron makes mediocre players better and makes star players worse.
And that's true. That's facts.
Is that a fair statement?
Not
mediocre players
F-A-C-T-S.
better.
F-A-X.
Star. For
Facts.
a mediocre, what does a mediocre player become?
Kuzma. Mediocre player.
When he becomes better, does he become a star? Does he become a good player?
Is
there another tier between?
Because
if there's another tier, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If there's another tier between mediocre players and star, right? If there's mediocre players and good, then star, then I'll say yes.
That's what it is. That's what he said.
I mean, I don't think you make a mediocre player a star in sense, but you make that mediocre.
Draymond Green.
But I mean, he is.
And it's facts.
You make that mediocre player a factor.
I feel you.
Like
they gotta buy in though. LeBron forces you to buy into his system, and I get that. If you want to be and get paid as a good role player, make sure you get that good second tier, top tier, second level, third level money. You go play with LeBron, okay? But if you're looking to kind of grow a little bit more than that,
learn me.
You don't go with LeBron.
Also talking about D Rose.
So how about this trade that I heard too? All right, and this is from one of my squads. Okay, Jaylen Brown. Okay. It was Jaylen Brown and
Whiteway Hayward somewhere. Maybe.
Fuck, it was two players. No.
Not Taylor.
I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all go ahead. I remember.
We go back to that. That's fine.
Because it's actually a big trade.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually had me like, okay, you got to. Oh, there it goes. Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and the first round draft pick. Okay?
Okay.
This year's draft pick, which is, I believe it's 14th.
Okay.
Devin Booker.
No way.
Y'all go ahead and talk. Y'all go ahead and marinate on that real quick. Y'all go ahead and marinate on that real quick.
Hell no.
No.
Hell no. No way.
You're not making it?
I'm not making that trade.
You're not making it?
No.
You're not making
Absolutely
it?
not.
You guys are fucking outrageous.
You're just a fan. You're biased.
Are you?
You're not. For who?
Tell me your reason.
Tell
me your reason why you're
just
making
tell
that
your reason why. Yeah. Explain yourself.
Devin Booker. Okay.
Please explain.
Hold on, wait.
Explain yourself.
Devin Booker. First of all, Devin Booker in the Eastern Conference. Okay. With a Jason Tatum. Okay. Under the tutelage of what's my man Stevens, Brad Stevens, with the young talent that they have, right?
Mm-hmm.
All day. So the only thing that hurts my heart in this trade,
Marcus Smart,
is Marcus Smart, because he embodies what every team should want out of a player on their team, right?
Good.
However, Devin Booker is a guaranteed damn near 30 points.
But you won't win that winning though. With the two
What are you
players.
talking about?
You can't beat Brooklyn.
What are you talking about?
I would say as long as you kept one of them, it would be fine. But if you're gonna give, you won't give both of them away for Booker. Come on, and a first round draft.
I think y'all underestimate Devin Booker's game in the Western Conference, y'all.
Not underestimating his game, but you go back to that first trade
Booker,
you would get.
He might he goes to the Eastern Conference. He might literally be the best player in the Eastern Conference.
Devin Booker is.
Are you serious?
Great player. I can't take
that.
I can't take nothing.
Arguably,
I can't take nothing away from Devin Booker.
Best player,
but you're talking about a Brown. You talking about a Marcus Smart. You're talking about two of these players that have been stalwarts with the Boston Celtics for a while.
I could give up Brown though.
Who gives you
I would give up
those
Brown.
two together? They give you your 30 points.
Mm-hmm.
They give you toughness because you're not going to replace that Marcus Smart tough
or Brown too. Brown's toughness is under.
They need a big man. If they get a big man, then that's where they're at. I don't make that trade because you're still lacking that big man.
I'm making that trade, bro. You're gonna get the big man. I'm making the trade because they still have money, right? And they still have other draft picks. Mm-hmm. They still have young talent. But I wouldn't do that, though. But you know what? Jaylen Brown, for me, number one, he's not consistent enough, right? What I like more or less about Jaylen Brown is who he is as a person, as a person, honestly. I really appreciate Jaylen Brown, how he's able to balance himself and himself as an athlete, right? However, he's not a Devin Booker. He's not a closer. He's not a dude that, you know what, we need 30 points out of you, and he's guaranteed. We need 25 out of you. Guaranteed, right? We need a last-second shot, and I'm throwing it to you. We need a closer. Devin Booker's a closer no matter what, right? And then you take Marcus Smart. The reason why he hurts, you never know what you get at 14th, so I'm not worried about the draft pick. So Jaylen Brown, to me, is definitely expendable. Marcus Smart, to me, is the hardest piece because I'm not sure if you can find 5 Marcus Smarts in the league right now, and that's real. I'm not sure if you can name 5 of them. And his value to a team is stuff that you cannot put on the stat sheet, right? Am I lying? You know what I'm saying? Like real shit that you can't put on the stat sheet. If I could find somebody to replace that Marcus Smart trade, I'm making that trade instantly.
Making that trade, man.
You'd have to find somebody to replace.
Come on, Kemba, Jason Tatum, and Devin Booker. You got a problem on your hands.
You definitely have a problem.
What about Harden over there?
You
got a problem on your hands.
We got a comment about your boy Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen Brown. They say Jaylen Brown he will shine when he's not a third option, kind of like how when Harden had to leave OKC and he started.
Good point. I agree.
So, I mean,
good point. I agree, but he's not in that. So he is in a place where there is a Jason Tatum.
And before we go to break, man, we gonna
shout out to everybody commenting and talking that shit with us, man. Acting like y'all know sports, but y'all don't know shit. When a nigga like Uncle Tuck's on this motherfucker.
Here you go. Here you go.
My bad.
Whatever in that cup is starting to kick in over there.
Don Julio, baby.
He was talking about me, man. You understand me?
But let's go with a local trade. And I believe the players were Monte Morris, Gary Harris, and maybe a draft pick for Drew Holiday.
Monte Morris, Gary Harris for Drew Holiday. Now, I do have a question, though, before we go into that. Is that a real trade or a speculation? Or the only reason why I say, because aren't they both up for contract? Aren't they free agents? Monte Morris and Gary Harris. I could be fully wrong.
Gary Harris is signed.
Okay, so he's signed. He is trade bait then.
Yeah,
okay.
And I believe Monte Morris may have one more year.
So he's still trade bait then.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so in that sense, Monte Morris, Gary Harris, draft pick for Drew Holiday. I think that's too much for Drew. I can go a little deeper, but y'all go ahead. I'm going to let y'all go ahead. I think that's too much for you.
I actually think it's a little bit too much for Drew Holiday, but on the other sense, I take it in the fact that I like Drew Holiday to come and complement the rest of the Nuggets team, because Harris, you know, that keyword inconsistency again pops up. You don't know what you're gonna get from night to night with him.
Right.
That's what I've been telling.
Right.
That's what I've been telling.
Where you can just, you know, Drew Holiday, you know what you're gonna get. You know, he's roughly somewhere around 15, 20 points.
20 points.
15 to 20, man. Depending on who holding them out.
And he might give you a couple good splash super games. Yeah. But you're right, 15 to 20.
15 to 20, you know.
And if he's playing the right role,
and
you want him around 15
with Murray coming up, you got the Jokic coming. That would be you know, that's what they need. They need somebody consistent on their third wheel. Yeah. And their third wheel, because their third wheel is not consistent. So you can't even name a consistent third wheel on their team.
So here's
might be that guy.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not. Let's stay with what we're talking about, the players and the names we're talking. We're not finna just throw them MJ Porters out there.
No, I'm just saying.
MPJs or whatever.
Yeah.
But you make a good point, and one thing I'll say is this: you're right. You say exactly what it is. It's a steep, not too steep. It is a steep price, right? And it's not because Gary Harris. I think it's because Monte Morris is on there. I like him as a player who changes the transition of the dynamic of the game. Second unit is still somebody you have to account for, right? But one thing that you're saying is that if Drew Holiday was on the Nuggets, there's a different type of fear that you have if he was on the floor with Gary Harris and Jokic. There's a different type of attention. Murray, right? With Murray and Jokic. There's a different type of attention that you have to give Drew in order, which opens up the offense and the gameplay. Because when Monte Morris is up there with the ball, even though he's a good player, he's not giving you that threat, right? When Gary Harris is there, he's not giving you that threat. But if Drew Holiday was there, you're sitting down. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So I
have to have somebody to play.
You feel like you have to have somebody to play. So that might be a very smart trade.
Let me ask you this. It won't matter anyway. They're in the wild, wild west. You can get anybody to come on the Nuggets. They ain't gonna win it, so it don't matter. And then we're gonna go into the next set. Like I said,
they're right on the edge.
Hold on. You're not beating the Lakers. They got your number. You can get Drew Holiday and go into there. You still ain't beating them. You're not beating the Lakers. You damn sure ain't beating my Warriors. How y'all gonna match up with them?
Let me tell you this, man.
They can be.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you.
Get him.
It's not just gonna be a Drew Holiday. Everybody knows that we're missing a true number 4. We're gonna get a number.
Millsap.
We're gonna get a number 4 this year. And then and we could beat these teams. We could have beat man. The Lakers aren't too far.
The Lakers got your number.
They're not too far from us.
Y'all scared of them?
No, they're not too far.
They got your number.
I'll tell you what.
Y'all the JV and
I'm also like to say that true number 4. You ain't got to be a true number 4, like you said earlier in the league. The league is about athletes on the court. Just like Houston tried it with the small ball, they still got that. It's not a true number 4. They need another person in there.
Superstar.
In that middle.
They don't even got a superstar yet.
They need somebody.
They can get an Andre Drummond.
Let me rephrase it.
They can get an Andre Drummond.
Don't even go there. That's
what are you talking about?
That's like Utah Jazz.
What are you talking about?
Slide in a Draymond Green.
Andre Drummond, who is
Green fit with
you can get an Andre Drummond who's a guaranteed 15 and 15. A guarantee 15 and 15.
They don't need a center though.
Hold on.
This ain't they took the center on the basketball right now. Y'all serious?
You have what he brings. We're
he can't shoot the three.
Hold on. Did you hear what I just said?
Okay.
To what we're not talking about your traditional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
We're talking about a winning team with a winning formula.
Okay.
If we're talking about taking out or implementing, it don't even matter who it is, because actually there's some people that are actually expendable on the Nuggets.
Okay.
If you're putting a player like an Andre Drummond, okay, a big in the Western Conference, because Andre Drummond is a 20 and 20 player and has been for quite
in the East though. It's not in the West though.
What did I just say he was though?
Well, in the East.
What did I say
20,
he was?
20,
No, what did I say he was though?
15,
no, I did not. You wasn't
15,
listening.
15,
You just rebutting. I said he's a 15 and 15 in the West.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't hear that.
And
okay,
a 15 and a 15 on the Nuggets. 15 boards. 15 boards guaranteed on a team like the Nuggets is huge.
Hallelujah!
And
that's he can't keep up.
And that's
huge. But he can't keep up with the. He can't keep up with the 4s and the 5s. Just run up and down the court shooting the 3.
What are you talking about?
He can't.
15 and 15.
He's a center.
Hold on.
He's not a shooting 3-point center.
Listen, one of the best.
Why do you need that if you have a Jokic, bro?
We got Jokic.
You got 15 in the paint.
You don't need him yet.
We don't need
15 in the paint.
You don't need him yet.
Jokic doesn't score in the paint all his points, does he?
Rebound.
Does he?
Jokic's like a center.
He's a triple-double. He's a center who plays.
Listen.
He's crazy, bro.
Andre Drummond brings what the Nuggets are lacking. He brings toughness.
You're crazy.
He brings toughness.
There you go.
He's bringing rebounding. He's bringing scoring. He's also bringing a player that you don't have to call and play for. That's going to get his points.
There you go.
Yeah,
he's going to get those points and he's going to put it right back up.
There you go.
If you have that type of person playing with the Nuggets, Anthony Davis.
Millsap is the same person then.
Anthony Davis.
Millsap is the same person.
Check this out.
Millsap is the same person. Same person.
Listen, I'm not going to do this.
And he will allow.
Yeah, you're just ranting
Porter to
now.
grow and allow Murray to take his shots. Drummond would be perfect for that squad. Because, like I said, Porter's going to need it. Porter is an upcoming star.
Right.
Whether you see it or not.
KD.
He is.
He's got to grow. He's got to grow, and he's going to have that space to grow.
Right.
And pulling Millsap out getting Millsap out of the mix and putting somebody in there that can raise his own shot, gets his own read.
Right.
So now Porter can jack it up, dog. I'm going to get 15.
Check this out.
Is he going to learn to play?
Let me get under Robbie the Rockets and Robbie. So I was spelling Robbie the Rocket as Robbie THE, right? But Robbie says he wants duh. Okay? So we're gonna talk to Robbie the Rocket. All right?
Duh.
So let's talk to duh.
Okay.
All right? I'm gonna tell you something that's real.
Okay.
You're talking about having numbers. You're right. I'm gonna tell you a couple things, right? The Nuggets the Lakers do have the Nuggets number. And you know what? That's something they're going to have to solve, and that's a huge mountain they got to get over. Utah, just historically, has always had the Nuggets number. And I don't know what it is. It's just the NBA God's magic. But let me see you shaking your head so you agree with me. The Nuggets got Golden State's number.
Yeah, probably.
The Nuggets are a problem for the Warriors, no matter how they are structured.
And the Celtics.
Well, we're
not talking. We're just at the Western Conference, right?
And the Western
Conference. What you was talking about, right?
Okay, look. The Nuggets.
I thought I just throw that out there and get under your skin a little bit.
The Nuggets got everybody number.
I thought I'd get under your skin a little bit.
And its altitude, the Nuggets got everybody number.
No, they don't.
If you want
they don't have the Lakers, and they don't have Utah. but they do have Golden State.
But what are you talking
They
about?
do have Golden State.
Let me tell you something. If
about
Anthony Davis doesn't hit that damn lucky 3-pointer, we could be talking something totally different.
There you go.
That was a fluke. But no, that was a fluke.
And then they got blown out. So I don't even want to do that.
They got blown out?
No, he doesn't hit that 3. It's tied 2-2. We going to win. It's a different series.
But that's not what happened. So that's not what happened. And there's reasons why that hasn't happened. In the closeout games is the reason why it didn't happen. Drew Holiday would change that trajectory.
Drew Holiday would
change that trajectory for sure. Real time.
They get y'all over the top.
And I think
y'all one player away from getting over the
grow
top.
a little bit. Like I said, Porter just needs some age. He's a young kid. You know, you can see the potential in him.
So this is. Well, I know you was about to try to go to break, but since we're on the young dude, all right. Yep. All right. It's MPJ, right? Not MJP.
Yep.
Right? Yep. All right. I see the flashes of what you guys are saying.
Potential.
Right. I see the potential. Right. But what it does for me is he almost personifies like the exact new age Generation Z style of player. And when I tell you the lack of hustle, grit, grind, sweat,
it's a baby.
It's not. No, it's babies still out there getting to it. There's some babies that understand that part of the game, and it's more than that. Mm-hmm. To me, he fully just personifies like. I mean, I think M. Goodnight made a point earlier in the season when we was talking about NBA, and was like, I've never seen a player that soon as the offensive player gets the ball and sees they're on that MPJ is covering them, they're going straight to the rack because they know for a fact it's a guaranteed bucket no matter who's on them.
But he's too
and to me, that makes you trade bait.
Well,
no. Give him to the wire. We'll take him.
That makes you trade bait.
We'll take him.
But I'll tell you what, that's just in my gut. That's just me personal. Mm-hmm. But in my gut, if I'm formulating a team, I'm not trading him, man. I gotta say that.
Do you think if he had a better veteran in his corner versus a Millsap,
yes,
another, a real go-getter veteran in his corner, that he could improve in that area of his game?
No. Let me tell you why. I don't believe that. Because if you look at his press conference, right?
Wow.
Right.
You'll go there.
When I'm telling you, like, this is one of them, like, new age style of, like, end players, he's just one of them. And I think I think he's going to live and die by that. I think he's going to flare out like that, to me personally. I think he's a player that wasn't really on the radar, that they had to account for, that the Nuggets needed to utilize a little bit more than they wanted to actually utilize him. When they utilized him, defensive and also other players and teams were not ready for him or prepared for him, right? Mm-hmm. And he was able to make his impact that way. Mm-hmm. I think if they're talking about next year going into the season, he's going to be all on the tape and they're going to watch him. And I think with a little bit more elbows to the jaw, a couple more times closing in on finding out where his sweet spots is. I think based upon who I think he is as a player, he's not going to be that superstar, but he could be an effective, good 15 points in a game.
That mediocre to good, so he's the mediocre?
Yeah, I think once the league turns on to him, I think so. But I don't think he's getting that. Everybody wants him to beat saying he's the next superstar, but I don't think he can handle superstar treatment. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think
superstar treatment's different.
I don't think he's going to be a superstar. I do.
And that was long-winded. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, I think he'll be superstar.
I got a quick thing to say.
Superstar?
Superstar
treatment,
bro? Star. Like a Klay Thompson. He's on level with Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson's a superstar, bro.
Are you lost your mind?
Your motherfucking mind.
I tell you, this guy is going to say, this guy right
nigga scored 40 points with 4 dribbles in a game.
Hall of Fame. So you're Hall of Fame right now.
He's a superstar now.
Klay Thompson, Hall of Fame. Yes,
he's a superstar. We didn't say Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame's different.
That superstars are Hall of Fame.
He hasn't even played a full Hall of Fame career.
Exactly. So it's the same.
But he's halfway there. If he continues his play, Hell fucking yeah.
Klay Thompson's on his way to being a Hall of Famer. Yeah. Let me say this about MPJ before we go to break.
MPJ, the nigga scored 40-some points with what, 4 dribbles, bro?
Hey, it was like 6.
Like twice.
It was like 6.
Maybe 3 times.
But he's definitely a superstar. He's definitely a superstar. But MPJ, if he's in the gym, like I always say, working on his game, shooting 1,000 shots, but he doesn't really need to shoot 1,000, maybe 500 shots, working on his all-around game, and spending half that time working on some D, because I hear he's bulking up.
Pause. Go ahead.
Because he has to work on that D.
Pause. Go ahead.
But leave it to you. Leave it to you. So you're saying, leave it to you.
There's a younger crowd watching.
Leave it to you. You're saying Murray is a superstar to you. If Klay Thompson is a superstar.
Murray is a fucking superstar.
Get the fuck out. Excuse my French.
Man, go to break, man.
Let's go. He said Curry is better than He said Curry is better than Murray.
This nigga's outrageous, bro.
Okay, you biased, y'all Denver Nuggets fans.
So you're gonna say Murray's not? You're saying Murray is not a superstar?
Murray's a star. He's not a superstar. He's not better than Curry. He's not better than Kyrie. He's a star. He's not better than Harden. He's a star. He's not a superstar.
He just made it.
LeBron is a superstar. He's not on the level of LeBron. LeBron's a superstar.
LeBron is. Go to break, bro. Go to break, bro. Go to break, bro.
Go to break.
Anybody?
Welcome back to the Game Point on the AHRR Network. Man, where we always like you to like, share, repeat, and retweet. I got a special guest. We got some special guests here. We got Tux with 2 X's.
Uncle Tux, you need to put some respect on my name.
I mean, we got my man, Coach Ray. I mean, I can't call you Uncle Tux, man. I'm older than you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, that doesn't stop the uncle status, man.
Say, put some respect on my name.
We got Robbie Rocky, man. I got respect for you personally.
Respect on my name.
It's Robbie Duh.
Put some respect on my name.
So we gonna go, man. Robbie the Rocket, man.
That was good on me, but we gonna have that. That's gonna be another day.
I mean, I'm just gonna go to the comments real quick, and just leave. We leave this alone. And we have
Murray is a superstar. Murray is a star. Klay is a superstar. That's what Playboy
somebody who agrees with you.
They live in Denver.
And he also says,
Denver.
He doesn't live in Denver. And he also says that nobody in the league plays D right now. So I mean, I can almost agree with that. Right. But man, we gonna get into some NFL real quick, man, because Robbie Rocket has me speechless.
Yeah, we can talk about some NFL.
He has me speechless right
Hold on, but wait, right before you go there, let me at least
elaborate.
No. Just last thing with closing on the NBA. There's 5 days to the NBA draft, right?
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Oh yeah.
5 days to the NBA draft, and I'm not sure if you guys have that later in the show, but what y'all thinking about this draft? Should real quick. I mean, right? Like first pick is Minnesota, right? Second is Golden State. Third is Charlotte. Fourth is the Bulls. Fifth is, I'm not sure, but I mean, that's about it. The top talent is roughly about between the 1 and 4 area. We're talking about a Minnesota team with the number 1 pick. The top picks, though, in the draft are actually guards, but they're fairly guard heavy over there in Minnesota, especially with that last trade they had with D'Angelo Russell, right? Who is a budding star. He's an all-star, actually. He's garnered the respect to lead a team, have his team at point guard. What do y'all feel about who would you pick if you're Minnesota?
I would go on the foreign players. A big man, one of them 6'7" wingspan. What was he at the top? What was it? We couldn't pronounce his name on the last show.
I know you're talking about. Okay.
That dude with the long wingspan.
Yeah,
with that boy over there with Russell.
I believe he's from Florida State, right?
With
if
Russell.
I remember right, that he's coming from. But I think that's a horrible pick. For number one.
I mean, you like that Georgia.
If you have a chance to get LaMelo, Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman, right? And there's Toppin, there's a couple other players. You choose one of the fourth, fifth, sixth prospects, and you have the number one pick in the bucket. You're not going to trade it. You'd rather just go ahead and go with one of the fifth prospects?
No, but you got to hear me out. You said they're guard heavy.
Right.
Those are all guards.
Okay.
We're not slacking on no guards. We may need a big man that can bring us over the hump. And then one of them 6'7" foreign guys.
James Wiseman arguably the best
Ball in them.
James Wiseman, arguably from
Memphis. Right? That's what I said.
You can get more. You can get more for that. I mean, it's the first pick. Why would you just drop
get
down
more for that for the first pick?
If you're gonna have to go down, if you're gonna have to get down a player, it's one or two rules with drafting. One, either you take the best player out there on the board, or you trade yourself down and get something back on the back end.
There you go.
It's either or. You don't go down and get a player up under the top six just because you need a top player. Because you can sell your pick. You can sell that pick, get cash, get some cash value, a couple of players, and a couple of more picks down the line if you want to just toss out a pick.
All that with Minnesota.
Yeah, so Minnesota, Minnesota. If I was Minnesota, I'd take the top pick out there because you got 2 years. You can trade one of them. Yeah, you can see who fits your scheme. Get rid of one of them, and get top dollar.
If that's the case,
do a Dallas Cowboy on them.
Best player, I would go with Anthony Edwards. I think he's the best sure bucket that's actually out of those.
That Florida State guy.
Now LaMelo's probably crafty, and to be honest with you, I seen some LaMelo highlights the other day, and I was like, God.
I just told him on the last show.
Like some of these,
I told him on the last show.
Some of his passes though, I seen his rating at it was 90, right? And they said, but has the potential to be the perfect passer at 100 or 99. And when they showed the highlights, I was just like,
him playing overseas and playing grown man ball for that season, he's gonna be your most ready to roll player because he didn't learn it. He has, he went overseas and learned the game.
I agree, but Anthony Edwards is 6'6", right? 225, something like that. He can shoot inside, outside, twitchy. Has the 3-point shot that you need right now. I don't think you should go away from what's actually working in the league for what could be working.
So he fits my words there by you saying that.
Honestly, I really believe James Wiseman, if you want to be 100 with you,
they fit us.
Fits Golden State. We're talking about a big man, all right, who has the talent who pushes and plays like a wing player. He can dribble like a wing player. He can shoot. He can play. He can defend. And we're talking about a big that actually can get his own shot and doesn't need the ball.
He compliments them.
I think he's perfect for Golden State. To be honest with you,
if we can shoot a 3, he just can shoot the 3. We need a 3 that can shoot the 3.
I mean, they say actually he has the potential that he has to work on his 3-point shot.
Okay.
But I mean, as a big who has the potential to shoot those good threes and in the league, I mean, pick him up.
I mean, I don't know who he's talking about, but he said one of these guys might be a bust like Anthony Bennett. But I mean, if Minnesota goes, if Minnesota goes
Burger King right now,
probably on the car.
If Minnesota goes and gets
probably in the comments, right?
If I would go get,
he tagged him and everything.
If I was Minnesota, man, I would trade the pick. I would get much as I can for that first pick. And I would just start building my team. I would kind of I would try to get more than less. I would try to get more
because I think Minnesota needs more. They need more than just one player. They can go out there. They can go out there and get I think they can pull at least 3 to 4 picks out of that one. Really easy. 4, 3.
I don't know if there's anybody that dynamic though. Let me just say that now.
There is no.
I'm not sure if they can get that much value based upon everybody agrees that there is no one sure cut player at number one that you're gonna
like a Zion.
You know what I'm saying?
Some
of those picks. I could see maybe 2. I could see.
Yeah, but then you can probably pick up somebody off somebody's team. You can pick up somebody off their team with 2 picks.
Yeah, and some cash. I can see that.
Some cash, so that's the.
But
that's
honestly, I really believe in Anthony Edwards. I maybe I'm wrong. I think he reminds me of like a without the passing ability, he reminds me of like a Baron Davis, man. Like he's just got like that game like that. Like
everything.
Like he could be deadly like that.
I like him too. I really do, but I just think Minnesota needs so much more.
Mm-hmm.
They just actually need much more than just Anthony Edwards on their squad.
I mean, I'm gonna segue this to football, and I'm gonna segue this to football. This is what Minnesota needs to do is kind of make a move, kind of like the Oakland Raiders did. When the Oakland Raiders went and cleaned house, you got rid of Khalil Mack. You got rid of the receiver. What's the receiver's name? Cooper. You got rid of Cooper all in the same year. Garnered a lot of draft picks, and they started rebuilding them from scratch.
Starting to pay off.
And I think that's what Minnesota needs to do.
I have to agree with you on that, but I also have to say, geez, Louise, when the Raiders did that, I'm not sure if any of us agreed.
Nobody didn't.
I'm not sure if you guys were. I'll give you credit. But I'll tell you, giving up a Khalil Mack, number one, for at the time in the position Khalil Mack was, we're talking about arguably the best defensive, interior player, exterior player. No, even at that point when he was being traded, he was over Von Miller.
But that's how they got as much as they got.
Right? No, I agree. But I'm saying at the time, I don't think everybody was like.
I kind of knew what they were doing, but then I was like, when I seen Khalil Mack, he got traded maybe a week or 2 before the season started. And he went and played their first game. I really
like 5 sacks or some crazy shit, right?
I was like, that might have been the dumbest trade of all time.
Right, but now hindsight, that's what I'm saying. Now hindsight, I think all of us are like, okay, all right. And even with Gruden.
It's that old rule. You got to spend money to make money.
Yeah, and like Gruden getting $100 million, right? Yeah. $100 million off the bench, so to speak, in a sense, right? Yeah. Off the bench of coaching when you really wasn't in the game of coaching. And for you to actually get $100 million secured, 10 years of longevity secured to you. Signing bonus was crazy as fuck, right? Yeah. I think all of us was arguing like the Raiders are just doing what the fuck the Raiders dumbasses is doing. But now they're arguably being the sleeper for the Super Bowl right now.
They're definitely a team on the rise that beat KC this year. Who
beat the Saints this year.
Beat the Saints.
A lot of strong teams.
Cowgirls did it. Dallas Cowgirls did it way back.
With Herschel Walker?
Yeah, with the Herschel Walker trade, stacked all them picks.
Good point.
Then brought everybody out next season. They got it. They got all the top recruits out there. They sit with everybody's first round on their bench.
But the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
but they did. They were 1-15 one year, so that's when they got Troy Aikman. Then they got Emmitt Smith the next year.
Those picks started coming up, and when those rounds started coming, and hey, we got
they definitely did build a team.
Next minute, you sitting on, you stacking. So I give it to the Raiders.
I mean, but more teams need to be committed to that.
Yeah,
more teams, and I would say the local team here, the Denver Broncos, should have been blew up their team. You kind of leave your team stagnated when you say, oh, we're one player away or we're this player away. When you're really not, in theory, that player away. So, I mean, I think it's a good thing to bust your team up, you know what I'm saying, acquire draft picks, and just start building. It's only been, 3 years since the Raiders did all this. Now you can barely remember how sorry they were. Now they're here, they're relevant, they're doing their thing. And on top of that, man, they got a Jacobs. Is that his name? Is the running back?
Which was a great find, too.
So Alabama.
This guy is third in the league. Third in the league in rushing right now and hasn't even broken a big rush yet. They got Booker from Denver, a Denver washout.
Bay Area
A
product.
Denver washout. Who
California product.
is out there balling right now.
He got refurbished, huh?
Yeah.
He look. Gruden got on his helmet.
But he's always been a good player. I think. I think even Booker, when he first came to the Broncos, I think you could see the promise in the young dude. To be honest with you, I think it did just take the right grooming because early on, I think you seen it like, okay, all right, this is actually could be a good formidable player for your team. I just don't think Denver really either brought it out of him or utilized him. I guess that's obvious.
I'll put it like this, y'all. From the time he was 10 years old, I done watched him, then coached against him. Time he got in high school, he was the dude. I mean, he was like really the dude. And then when he got to college, you playing against better, like I said, you get better athletes, better competition. Then when he got here, he probably didn't get him in the hands of a right coach, right running back coach. Because Jacobs, he was a rookie, and he rushed for all them yards. He's in the right hand, like you said, a coach. He was in the right hand with a good coach.
Right
system.
In the NFL, is the system that you're in.
Well,
if you're not in the right system, you're not going to flourish.
Well, okay, then I got a question. Do you think it's the Broncos' lack of holding down a solid front office is what's keeping this keeping their
that sounds like that's a little underrooted question there, Coach Ray. I think you're trying to get a little say it without saying it.
Yeah,
but
that y'all keep shoveling in coaches left and right, but y'all let these players ride.
Is it front office or a lack of ownership?
Let me say before you guys answer that though.
Ownership makes front office.
True. There you go. That's all you need to say about that. Number one, I'll say that. I agree with that. But I will say this. One thing that we talk about, and I think we all can agree on, is not every coach is a good coach. So you have good coaches, you have some all right coaches, but sometimes you have some great coaches. And what those great coaches are, it's not even about X's and O's. It's not about anything else, but about bringing the best out of every player. Right. So I think Gruden has shown that ability. Even if you're looking at his career, let's take even, if we're talking about, his history, right? A lot of us, especially as brothers and sisters, we seen him take over a team with a brother such as Tony Dungy, groomed, prepared, developed to be a Super Bowl team, ended up taking that team over that following year and bringing them to the Super Bowl.
But he went for a team that he took that was from nothing to something to go to another team.
Right. So I think it is fair to say that Gruden is not just one of those great X's and O's coaches, but one of those super great coaches that everybody wants as a player is to bring the best out of him. And if we're talking about that Devin, not Devin, but Booker is a definite. And we have to start putting some respect on Gruden's name for that because we've been dragging Gruden for some years. Based upon
Carr playing good now.
You know what I'm saying? Would you say? And speaking on his past. And he left. He went to a team that was on the cusp of winning the Super Bowl, right?
But couldn't get over it.
But as the same time leaving a team that was on that same cusp,
right?
Because he ended up playing his old team in the Super Bowl and winning that Super Bowl.
Right.
So I'm with you. We got to give him a little bit.
Because we can't act like we ain't been dragging him. But when he was coaching and won the Super Bowl. I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of putting an asterisk by his Tampa Bay Super Bowl.
That's Tony Dungy's team.
I'm guilty of that, of saying that's Tony Dungy's Super Bowl, right? I'm guilty of saying it's white privilege that it's still white privilege. I don't give a fuck. But that he gets a $100 million contract based upon. But I will be a man enough to say. He warrants and gets my respect being one of those.
Let me ask you that.
He's a good coach.
Let me ask you that.
He's one of those damn good, great coaches where it's above X's and O's.
Let me ask you that. That brother up out of Pittsburgh in Gruden, why that brother out of Pittsburgh can't get that type of money. He's proven himself the same way as Gruden.
No, he hasn't. I'm not going to. No.
Oh, Tomlin, they won the same amount of Super Bowls.
Yeah, that's not the point, though.
They had the same amount of weeks.
No. So I think that goes back also to program. Remember we was talking earlier about program. Okay, some people establish programs and established situations in leagues or demanded and established that when they come to an organization.
Okay.
That's i.e. Gruden, what we're just talking about. Mm-hmm. Mike Tomlin fell into a program of prestige and expectation. So I will not. What I will give Tomlin, and he is one of the greatest leaders of men. Okay, you cannot take that from him on any level or any stretch. Right. Mm-hmm. I've seen him be a leader of men throughout his career, no matter what his X's and O's are. So he gets definitely that, but he does not. I do not credit him for. He got 2 Super Bowls or 1?
He got two,
right?
Gruden only got one.
I don't credit him
for like 4 or 5 years.
I don't give him as much credit as a better coach.
Because you want to say that more or less it's the program and
the program.
It's the front.
Would you
office
say the front? I was about to say yes.
All right, and
exactly your point.
It's the way that they set up. They're set up as a front office to run this organization that you can put a great coach in there and just let it still ride.
Yeah.
So, but then if you have those,
100%.
you do have those organizations, bad front office. Mm-hmm. And every time you can stick a great coach in there. He's gonna struggle. It's gonna be a struggle because they're never gonna give him what he needs to. So you know, Pittsburgh is a situation like you said that they give you everything you need to succeed. So if you fail there, you fail.
You fail. I mean, let me speak on that real quick. And I'm with my man. Mr. Blackwell.
He ain't right all the time.
No, he'd be wrong. But you know what I'm saying? I'm with him on that. Tomlin came into this program, a well-run program. I believe it had
Jerome
4 coaches since the 60s.
Since
historical Pittsburgh.
Since before Terry Bradshaw. Since Chuck Noll. Yep. He's their 4th coach, I believe.
Correct.
Hold on, man. That's huge, bro.
Yeah, that is.
And that leads to front office and ownership.
But he's came there and he's maintained that status. He's maintained that historical.
He better.
I mean, but they're coaches that could come in there and couldn't maintain it.
What has
No, it's not.
What example?
I'm gonna tell you why.
What example?
I'm gonna tell you why.
What example of it? You don't even have an example.
I know right now.
You don't have a
There's 4 coaches that maintain their whole fucking history. Name one.
But I'm saying he could have been the coach that came in there and fell.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. That's not what we're saying.
But you got to give him credit for maintaining it.
That's what I'm giving him credit for.
What has he done?
A leader of men. He's not an X's and O's.
But what has Gruden doing more than him? Answer that question. Y'all can't answer that question.
That organization is.
What has Gruden doing more than Tomlin? That's all I want to know.
I want to say, and just be honest,
that question.
Gruden built it.
I want to say that what Gruden did is Gruden, when he came into the Raiders, their front office and their staff up top, it was in disarray. You know how many coaches? Can anybody look up how many coaches? My phone is there. How many coaches Oakland in had?
Right, millions, many.
I was living there.
They establishes culture, bro.
The culture in Pittsburgh is so that when they went and got Thomason, they went and got a leader of men to coach their team because that's all you need.
That's it.
I need a leader of men because I got a GM.
We gonna give you everything you need.
I got a GM that can get you the players.
Gruden could have did the same thing.
Pittsburgh.
Gruden would have had more championships.
Pittsburgh?
Gruden is proven in Pittsburgh. Gruden right now is proven to bring out the best in you. You're a player, bro. You know about playing for good coaches and a coach who brings out the best in you. There's a difference, G. There's a difference. And that's the difference between Gruden and Tomlin. I'm sorry to say. And I would love to say as a black man to say no. Because to be honest with you, as a person, listen, I am a Patriots fan. I'm born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts, okay? So I come with Patriot fiber, okay? What I'm saying is this, okay, which doesn't come with all the greats. But what I'm saying is this, is the understanding that I played
Tomlin throughout my growing up, okay? And one thing, the reason why we always had Tomlin's number is because his in-game coaching, in-game adjustments, playing by X's and O's, and coaching. Tomlin won games by being a leader of men and making sure everybody is just sustainable. We're going to play this way. We're going to go out playing this way, live or die. Okay?
Coach Ray style.
Right? We're gonna live or die and play this way. Okay? But you win games like that and you maintain the culture, the respect level, and so on and so forth. But there are some players that are like, listen, some people that are going to be like, I need 2 touchdowns out of you, Robbie. Okay? And I need them today. Matter of fact, I need them now. I'm about to draw up a play, and I need you to make a play for me. Okay? Only so many coaches can make sure that you get that.
Like you were saying, you're right in that, and where Gruden is a sideline coach and Tomlinson is more of a practice coach, preparations coach.
Motivator.
He's the one just like the Army. He's going to take you over, take you in there for that week, get you totally prepared, and that's the game plan. This is what we're going with. Rah rah rah. Let's go, boys.
Way too.
And that's Pittsburgh's way.
So you're saying he's not coaching in?
Yeah.
They're basically saying he's not coaching.
That takes coaching, bro.
He's motivating
from
players.
Monday to Sunday to get ready for it.
Motivate.
From Monday to Sunday to watch all the films to get every last
he's a
person.
motivator. Gruden is a coach. That's what y'all just said.
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't. That's what you heard.
That's what you wanted to hear.
Do you give Tomlin credit for taming players like a Antonio Brown?
Yes.
What's the
Le'Veon Bell? Yes. Even Ben Roethlisberger's rapist ass. Yes.
I mean, so he has to give. He has to give.
He's a leader of men,
he
bro.
He is a leader of men.
And you know what leader of men are? Coaches.
Good damn
coaches. Good ones too.
So
good. And back to where y'all started this conversation. Yes, the Broncos. We're talking about the Broncos. Yes, they are in disarray, and it is behind, I believe, Elway, and Elway not having any type of accountability. Yeah, Elway doesn't have anybody to answer to. Elway's not worried about getting fired. He's making rash decisions. He's the type of guy that feels this. He's the type of guy who puts nothing but yes men around him. So when he puts these yes men around him, he just makes all kind of just frivolous decisions.
Wait, who'd you say that?
Elway. I'm talking about Elway.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I'm talking about Elway. So, and that's the reason why I believe the Broncos are going nowhere fast. And, yes, it's a lack of front office.
I think he's definitely a victim and a benefit of his legacy.
Correct.
I definitely do believe that. Especially such a rich town, sports history town as Denver, Colorado. That's a gift and a curse that he's dealing with. First of all, Kenan Move Blackwell, if you're saying that Popovich is the same type of a coach that Tomlin is, you're fucking retarded. Okay? I know you personally because you're my brother. You are fucking retarded. Okay? I'll say that. Greg Popovich is the greatest coach of all time in NBA history.
He need to come on the show with me, man.
Because he is both. Okay? The same thing with Belichick. He is both. Not only a leader of men to get the best out of you, but also get to those X's and O's to where it's like, okay, hold up. What I've been teaching you all week in practice might not be it right now. We're down 20-0. I've noticed some things. This is where we're going to make an adjustment. You go here, and we're drawing up plays in the dirt. And when you're getting the best, I'll throw this phone at the camera. I swear to Phil Jackson is not the number one NBA coach.
And I'm with you on that.
He is a great. He might be the greatest leader of men.
I'm with you on that, Tux. I'm with you on that, Tux. Pop, hands down, greatest NBA.
You're not gonna do that, Coach.
I mean,
Coach.
He's an innovator at coaching. He's the first guy to say, "Hey, man."
Well, then Phil Jackson is like Gruden.
You're not gonna play these. You're not gonna play these 82 games, man. We're gonna rest you.
He's the first coach that I've seen. All my starting five suck. Get y'all bitch asses off of the fucking court. Yeah. Okay? Yep. I don't care if we're in the game or losing the game. We ain't finna play like this. Yeah. We finna play with these dudes. Scrubs, get on the floor, and I guarantee they give you the best you'll ever see out of a scrub team playing number ones. Because that's what a coach does. Phil Jackson will never. And Phil Jackson will never. So I don't care what you say,
Mr.
bro.
Man said that this guy, when you can coach egos, I mean,
you're a leader of men.
And I take that leader man. And I'm with you 100%. Mr. Popovich is the guy. He's a Gruden and a Tomlin all at the same time, all wrapped up in one. A guy who created a program and a guy who's maintained a program.
There you go.
He's a leader of men. There you go. He's an X and O guy. He's a guy who's second to none when it comes to this coaching game throughout all sports, and he's well respected everywhere he goes.
100%.
And we're talking about NFL real quick. We're talking about NFL real quick, man.
Pick the picks of the week.
Go ahead. We got 5 games we're gonna pick real quick.
Pick 5 games. I'm gonna get some good ones. Buffalo versus Arizona. Who you got, Tux?
You went right to me. Fuck.
That's a tough one too.
That's a good matchup.
What is
Cardinals are coming off of I'm not gonna do this with you, Mo. Anyways, Cardinals are coming off of a loss to a team I don't believe they should have lost. It was a tough team. Who'd they play? I'm sorry.
Cardinals lost to
Buffalo.
No.
Miami.
It was the 2
kids.
Yeah,
it was Miami.
Yeah.
To a team that I didn't believe they should have lost to, which was the Dolphins. Yeah, they are hot, but I still don't believe the Cardinals should have lost. He's a chip off the old block. I'm not gonna act like that.
I mean, but
we ain't gonna get into that. We'll talk about Miami later because let me get it again. He's a chip off the old block. Shout out to them, Bill Belichick, for grooming the young brothers such as Brian Flores to lead a Miami Dolphins team and coaching them with excellence, arguably coach of the year. But I will go ahead. I digress.
At least he finally has one coach. A lot from that tree has done anything.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right. Okay. All right, you hit me on that. I digress, though, on that. But I will say this: Cardinals, Buffalo. I right now, the reason why I didn't want you to pick me first on this is because I'm picking with my heart. Okay. Cardinals, I want to win, and I hope to win. Cardinals, I have them in a bounce back. I haven't picked scores in a while. Let's do a Cardinals. 28 Bills. Actually, you know what? Let's do a 31-24 Cardinals.
What you got, Ray?
Straight up, I was just watching it. I say Tua comes back this week. I want to say it's going to be a 17-10 game.
17-10 game.
Arizona.
17-10. What you got, Kelly?
I'm gonna go with Buffalo. I think quarterback's coming back. He's doing his thing. I'm gonna go with Buffalo, man.
Where they playing at?
They playing in Arizona.
They in Arizona.
Oh yeah, 31. That's a scoring game.
I'm going with Josh Allen and them 27-21, 28-21.
And like I keep saying, that boy having a college year, Murray. Give me Murray. 28-14. No, 28-24. Buffalo. 28-24 going on the road to bust Playboy in the mouth. Even though Murray gonna be good. All right, I got Baltimore, New England.
That's not a good game.
You say Baltimore, New England?
Baltimore gonna blow them out.
Baltimore's gonna blow us out, bro. And we're taking it on the chin right now. Listen, I'm telling y'all right now.
What you think?
Since I've been saying it behind the cameras, we have the opportunity to hear me say it right here, publicly. I haven't watched a Patriot game since week 1. I honestly hate Cam Newton. Like I've hated Cam Newton his whole career, and there's no me on record at all really, you know, I've hoped for the best for Cam, but if you know me and you know if you hear me, I'm an aficionado in sports. I've been dogging Cam his whole career, and when he came to the Patriots, I wanted to hope for the best. But Cam is playing excellent. He's playing exactly how Cam Newton plays. How I would never want my starting quarterback to actually lead my team. So I'm still not going to watch until Cam Newton is gone. No, I'm serious, bro. Okay. I'm serious. I'm serious. I don't. Please.
Why is it just this falter of the New England Patriots? Is it all on Cam?
No. So that's why I gave the caveats. I've always hated. It's my team. You got to think about this. Who's your team?
I'm Philadelphia Eagles. So
think about your favorite team and your most hated quarterback coming there to lead the team, right? You want it to work, right? But when you start seeing the full disc, you know he's exactly who he is, who you thought he was. That's where I'm at right now, Coach Ray.
Well, I really wasn't that fond of Wentz. I really thought back a couple of years ago when we won the Super Bowl, we should have kept Foles.
We sold that to you, but go ahead. That was a back office deal.
But
go ahead.
But, you know, we went with Wentz.
Right.
But to leave that out of the equation, my thing is with New England, everybody's putting way too much emphasis on it being Cam Newton and not the fact that the rest of the team, they have gotten old.
Let me piggyback off of you. And let me talk. Let me tell you what's going on with New England. I'm gonna tell you what's going on with New England, and this is from a non-biased opinion. Tom Brady's gone. Their savior, their guy who does these things for him. He would have won a couple more games for him this year, true. And let's say that Bill Belichick, the GM, right now, is letting down Bill Belichick, the coach. These draft picks that he's had recently, garbage. These free agents that he signed and let go, garbage.
Trash.
He's voided this team of talent, garbage.
Rebuilding?
I get that. Hold on.
Rebuilding?
So you know why? No, we're not.
What do you have over there?
Let me explain it. Why?
No.
Belichick ain't a rebuilder.
You have
no.
nothing.
First,
Belichick is a retooler.
there we go. Talk that shit. But let me tell you.
Let
me say. Hold on. I have to comment on what he said. What you're saying, right? You're right. You're partially right. Okay. Number one, these are NFL players. Okay. And you go as far as your on-field leadership is. Okay. And your on-field leader is Cam Newton. Okay. Let's just take, for example, let's just take his win last week. His drive last week. Okay. People are not giving enough credit to the actual receivers that actually caught these fucked up ass passes from Cam Newton. Okay. We're talking a pass that we needed all the way just to get a field goal to win the game. Jacoby Myers hits, makes a great route. Young dude, spry dude, cuts in through the middle, breaks his defender all the way down. We have a wide open Jacoby Myers in the middle of the field. All we need to do is get in the field goal range. Cam Newton does exactly what Cam Newton does. Throws the most fucked up ball to catch when he's wide open. He has to reach all the way down to where not only could he have took it for yak yardage, right? Yards after catch easily because of how wide open he was, but because how low and fucking unorthodox the pass came in, right? Late, not in the spot it needs to be. All they did was get the first down for the field goal, which they won the game and blah, blah, blah. But the point is that's Cam Newton. And for me, that's not enough for the Patriot way, okay? And for the yes, the Patriot way is about consistency.
Tom Brady then.
Well, the Patriot way is about consistency.
It was Tom Brady then. So Tom Brady, you'll be winning right now.
You can put Castle, you can put Brissett in there. You could put all these other Garoppolo, who exemplify The Patriot way and how you're supposed to play. Cam Newton, I don't give a fuck. He could play for every team, and everybody knows I do not like Cam. I just don't like him.
Man,
and he's leading my team.
The Patriot
I'm sorry.
way. The Patriot way.
He doesn't play.
You guys were drafted as Stidham. You guys have Hoyer there for the
True.
second time around.
I hate it.
These guys are Patriot way guys.
I agree.
How come they're not in there doing their thing, man? And
I agree.
I believe Bill Belichick is who I thought he was. I think Bill Belichick is the same guy who left Cleveland as a.
All right, now wait a minute. I'm not finna let you do this. You're not finna do this.
We're going.
You're not finna. You're on Game Point, the most realest, truest sports show on earth. You're not finna act like Belichick was a fucking fluke. I don't care where you come from.
No.
You're not finna act like that.
And I'm gonna say this, back to my point about organizations. The New England Patriots ownership came in and got Belichick and gave him reins. And
Brother Kraft.
And Belichick set it up. He really did. Problem is retooling. When you retool, when you look at your toolbox and you grab an old tool, it may work great for you for a few years. Then it might break. Then you got to reach back into that old toolbox because that's what they do. That's what he does. He reaches back into that old toolbox.
100% right.
And then sometimes you grab a Cam Newton. I put my wrench on there and it broke right off the bat.
But it's not.
But now in that, all he's going to do is wait next season. You think you
Cam
see
Newton
the same,
is like a spoon for a hammer.
It's
do
not.
you think you're going to see the same New England team next year that you see this year? No, you won't. Not Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick don't run a team like
Listen,
that.
They're cash strapped and they're cash strapped right now.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
Bill Belichick is who I thought he was.
All right, now we going to now we get ready to go to Robbie the Greeks. Y'all want to win some money this weekend?
Man,
I got the locks of the week. The game of the week. I got Cincinnati busting Pittsburgh in the mouth. Quote me today. And my other upset.
Hold on.
My other upset.
Oh, wait. Let's get on to that. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's 9-0.
Getting ready to go play Cincinnati.
Playing a divisional game. Cincinnati, up and coming, rookie quarterback with Cincinnati. Joe Burrow, first pick in the NFL draft. Ben Roethlisberger will be out with COVID because he's on the COVID list.
Robbie the Rockets.
We're missing 5 players.
5 players. Okay. Bengals have been very scrappy in every game that they pretty much have played. I mean, that's a good pick. I think not a good pick, but it's a good game to talk about.
Robbie the Greek.
I say Cincinnati will cover. They will
cover.
cover.
They cover the spread.
Okay.
But I'm going to have to see just a little bit more out of them to see if they can pull this off. Even with the 5 players out, Pittsburgh is pretty stout on defense, man. And I mean,
they got a brother coordinator.
And just holding down and just keeping you out of the end zone or keeping you to field goals. They play at that. So with Cincinnati having that new rookie quarterback, the blitz is going to be on. They really finna have Burrow's going to have to earn his money. When you think he ain't finna earn his money, he finna have to earn his money.
Who's quarterback? Who's backup for Pittsburgh?
Let me tell you something.
Who's backup? Who's backup?
I don't know who's backing up. I believe it is AJ Dobbs or something. His name.
Dobbs? Black dude. Ain't that the black dude though, right?
Man, we've seen these bums that Pittsburgh is throwing out behind Ben Roethlisberger, and they're no good. So you can put your Dobbs out there, you can put whoever out there.
Dobbs is a pretty good quarterback,
I'm taking Cincinnati.
No fingerprints, man. No fingerprints, man. We out here, man.
Not just to cover, the win.
The win. That's my lock. That's my upset of the win.
I'm rolling with Robbie the Rocky, man. I'm rolling with Robbie the Rocky. He made some good picks.
And then I'm going to go with I got another game. Tampa Bay versus Carolina. Teddy Bridgewater is hot right now.
Wait. I haven't made my pick.
Oh, you want that pick?
I haven't made my pick on that Pittsburgh, man. Let me weigh in on this, man.
I did my homework, Tux.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm sliding in with the OG. He ain't gonna do no fingerprint. Slide me some skin. You know what I'm saying? Slide me some skin. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna go with the old school player, man.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph, the quarterback.
He gonna end up starting Mason. I think Mason. Matter of fact, I think that's a difference.
We've already
because hold on, because Mason has a chip on his shoulder. He has to prove right now. The whole city of Pittsburgh and the NFL is against him based upon the situation with Myles Garrett last year, the nigga calling, Tomlin actually doubting him and putting him at the third string, bouncing him back between second string and third. I think, we good, OG.
He's a bum.
I like everybody looking at everybody keeps looking at these offenses, and Pittsburgh's defense is gonna make the difference in that game.
There you go.
So you saying Pittsburgh staying undefeated?
Oh yeah, I think they will.
I
think they're gonna put so much heat on Burrow. He's gonna prove whether he's ready or not.
So Miami, they drinking champagne. They ain't drinking champagne.
Not this week.
Not this week.
Y'all ain't popping bottles this week, Miami. But I'm going for y'all this weekend. I don't believe it can be done. I got another game, a real divisional game. Tampa Bay, coming off a loss. We got the blueprint on Brady now. Versus Carolina, that brother Teddy Bridgewater. He got some of his weapons coming back. They're getting healthy.
Christian McCaffrey came back last week.
Last week,
but he's doubtful. I think he's going to play this week.
Okay.
Tampa Bay blows out Carolina.
Tampa Bay blows out Carolina.
Yeah,
what you thinking?
I don't think that's.
What you thinking? Good night.
I'm going to take Tampa Bay in this, and the reason why I'm taking Tampa Bay is because the reason why Tampa Bay lost in New Orleans because New Orleans put constant pressure on Tom Brady, and not just Tom Brady, any quarterback that has players hitting them all game long falters. Carolina has only had 10 sacks this season, 4 by one player. So I just think
I'm piggybacking you, man. I'm a defensive man, and Carolina ain't gonna put that heat that New Orleans put on him. He ain't gonna see that, he ain't gonna see that, somebody in his face, hands hitting his helmet, people touching him the whole game. That ain't gonna happen, and they just gonna open it up on him, right? And I like Teddy. I think Teddy Bridgewater is gonna have a decent game because I'm not that fond of Tampa Bay's defense, but they do sit out there and try and outscore you. And without Carolina really putting that heat on Brady.
I think it's more on Tampa Bay than it is on Carolina. Tampa Bay has
they're okay. They're not.
But Tampa Bay. So if you're talking about moments where you have to respond, I think Tampa Bay has everything backed up to them where they have to respond. I don't think there's any position or any player that does not understand that right now in Tampa Bay. And I think they're going to respond against Carolina, who just came off a great win.
No, they lost.
They lost?
Brady lost to Kansas City.
Oh, that's right. So it was a nail biter. Yeah. That's right, because it was a nail biter at least, well, for the most part, till Patrick Mahomes, I think the last fourth quarter.
No, it was a nail biter.
It was a nail biter for the most part, right?
The whole game.
They spent their energy.
I think it was like 30.
They're not fighting for anything. They spent their energy in their KC game. I pick Tampa in a blowout.
Coming from Robbie the Greek, been doing my homework. For you bettors, the safe bet is betting the over. But me, I'm going to go on a limb. Give me that brother upset Brady. Give me Bridgewater in a big one. I'm taking Carolina. I'm taking Carolina.
It might be worst pick of the year.
That might be. No, we don't know yet. They just played Kansas. They at home.
You kind of just throwing shit out.
No. You want to say this? No,
because you hold on. Let's take away the black quarterback magic. Okay, of Teddy Bridgewater. Okay. Let's take away them even just playing or being overachievers last week. If you're just doing just on paper.
No, I'm not going on paper. I'm going on
right. But I'm saying I don't.
The weather could be a part of it. with the Storm, it slowed Brady down where he can't throw the ball.
They're pretty much Carolina and Tampa has the same fucking weather.
Yeah, they're both in the
I can't say that.
The Storm is coming. It's
the same shit if they was in Tampa.
Brady can play.
If they was being fucking
Brady's in New England. He played in New England for 20
years. The process
down. He played in New England for 20
Carolina
years.
is one of the best team in football.
Weather's not a factor.
I might 20 here, bro. We'll do it on the house. We can play with house money. You so
I say for a safe bet, take Carolina and take the over. Carolina cover the spread. That's what I'm saying.
I doubt it.
You know what I'm saying? And I got Ray since Ray our guest, our special guest. We got Philly versus the Giants. A divisional game in New York. What do you think, Ray? I'm going to
Philly's going to beat the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles going to beat New York. I mean, it's just New York. They're too young right now. They're really not. They have one of those issues too, where the sideline is just not there. You know, once they lost Saquon Barkley, you know, that was one of their, you know, glory hopes. Their sideline ain't there. It's not in the coaching. It's not in the thing. It's just they're the team camaraderie, team thing. I mean, just getting up to the level of winning something like that, and winning a game, especially in a division that we need, and we need this division to win. You know, just to stay. I mean, we all relevant in the division. This is the weakest division in history. Somebody will end up in the playoffs with 7 wins
just because.
Yeah, so
it'll be a 10-9 game or something like that.
I'm gonna go with
I'm taking Philly. I'm taking Philly, and it'll be a 21-7 game.
I'm gonna go with an upset of the week, and I'm gonna go with the New York Giants.
Okay, that's your upset.
Who just took Tampa Bay to the brink a couple weeks ago.
I feel the hate.
I see him. No, it's not really going. I see him getting a little better. Although Philly has their running back coming back this week, and he's one of their little everything players. But I just feel that it's Daniel Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I think Daniel Jones' time to shine and take control of the NFC East.
What you got, Touch?
I mean, I think you guys both made some really, really good points. However, I have to go Coach Ray again on this one. I really believe that Philly right now has a lot of pressure to win, number one. And just even on paper, they overmatch the Giants just on paper. On the field, though, it is a lot closer than you would think. I think it is a lot closer, which is not a good sign for Philly, because the Giants are so depleted and unmatched. But it is a divisional game. Philly does tend to play down to their competition instead of really dominating the games that they should. But I'd still take Philly in the win.
Let me throw out a stat to y'all real quick. So we got Carson Wentz, the quarterback, out there. He is second worst quarterback in hitting open receivers. Just above Drew Lock. If you guys watching Drew Lock, he's not hitting too many open receivers. And then also, he's leading the league in turnovers. So, I just want to throw them a couple stats.
But I don't think that makes up for name one player right now outside of Daniel Jones, nigga, by name, bro. That you know that's playing on Sunday, bro. Name one.
Gilman, they got the little running back that's nice. The Gilman, Shepard is their receiver. Gilman.
Who?
Gilman, he's the running back. He came from out of.
Who?
You don't know him, that's why.
You don't know him. That's why.
I'm watching the Giants. He's a nice back.
I understand. I mean, you can look at Wentz's numbers and all that, but I'm just looking at the fact of the Giants' defense. I don't see them pulling.
Let me tell you, this is the game when Jalen Hurts comes in and takes over that starting role. That's how bad Carson.
But I'm gonna tell you this.
I'm waiting. I am so ready.
It still doesn't change the Eagles in a win.
But I'm gonna say this: a plus with the Eagles, Alshon Jeffries is coming back. So that's an extra weapon for them this weekend. So I got to take Philly. I got to take Philly. I mean,
his money hand got heavy.
Yeah, he's stealing money.
Once he got his contract.
Yeah, he's stealing money.
Is he Paul Millsapping out there?
Yes.
That's a new one. That's a new term.
Paul Millsapping.
He Millsapping over there.
Hey, the last game of the week. All right. Yo, mighty Broncos versus them Las Vegas Raiders.
Big game. Historically.
There goes those Raiders.
Hey, thanks for taking a shot at the Raiders before we got to this one.
There goes those Raiders. Who y'all like, man? This is a big one. This is a big week for the Raiders. You taking the Raiders?
Where's it at?
It's in Vegas.
The Raiders? If it was in Denver, it's going to be the Raiders. I'm sorry.
Give me a score. Give me a score. What's your score? Let's see if we get close.
Let me go.
I'm going to take it 31-21.
31-20. What you got, Kelly?
Who you take? Y'all go. I'll go last.
All right, look. This morning, I sat here. When I sat at home, I was like, the Broncos going to beat the goddamn Raiders. I'm like, I'm sitting, but it was in, I was like, where they playing? It was Vegas. I was like, Vegas. For some reason, Drew Lock gonna make you a believer, because I got your back. They don't like you. Give me the Broncos 24-21.
Good pick.
24-21.
Good pick.
I got Broncos 24 to David Carr running for his life. That defense gonna come up and play this weekend in Vegas.
With AJ Boy ain't coming back. Callahan coming back. We had a depleted secondary last week. I think Drew Lock is going to continue to make a little bit of strides here and there. He's going to play maybe the first and the fourth quarter of this game. And I think that just gives us enough to beat them sorry-ass Raiders. Can't stand the Raiders.
That was a personal decision on his pick. I'll say that.
Touch, you can't run on numbers on this game. This game
no. I had to look at something though. I did have to look at something. I just wanted to see.
Mr. Blackwell says it's gonna be an old-fashioned field goal game.
What I
12-6.
That's a good numbers pick.
Number pick.
But what I did was I wanted to look at Lindsey's numbers. I wanted to see. Honestly, I didn't want to look at his numbers. I want to look at one number. It was his carries.
How many carries?
I wanted to see if there was an increase in Philip Lindsey's carries. And unfortunately, there hasn't. I'm not playing Homer because I figured if there was going to be an increase in Philip Lindsey's carries, then there would be an understanding that their stronghold is really their running game, and they should go to the running game and stop trying to be the Mahomes and Justin, and the Derek Carr, the David Carrs within their leagues. They need to understand what they're working with. So with them not seeing the increase with me not seeing the increase in carries, I don't think they understand yet. Which makes me sad because I wanted to pick the Broncos. I wanted to pick the Broncos. I really did. But I don't even see it being close. Now, with them not even understanding that aspect of it by this part in the season, they got young rookie receivers. Like, come on, you want to at least run some play action to get them at least, you know what I'm saying? Involved. When you got a good running game as you should have. Drew Lock is not a stalemate. He can run a little bit too as well. I think they're going about it all wrong. Jeez, my mind is telling me a really high score, but I'll go 28-17 Raiders.
All right, y'all going with the Raiders?
I'll go 24-21 Raiders, actually.
I'm going with and every time I go with the Broncos, I lose, so the Raiders probably going to win the game. Every time I bet the Broncos.
Can you go for the Raiders, please?
No, why you going against your team?
Well, being realistic, man. Broncos, we're talking about, extending more carries to Lindsey. But I think that, they kind of fell off their game plan of running the ball when they lost Gordon. Mm-hmm. But Gordon didn't, when he was in, he wasn't really.
Well, Gordon ain't lost. Gordon's there.
He bubbles just too much.
I think what happened last week was we couldn't run the ball.
Well, I'm thinking more, the more that Gordon hadn't produced that like they thought he was, brought back that, hey man, they sitting back saying that they had to throw the ball to win when they should be pound and ground. Taking the time off the clock, keeping the other teams off. You playing teams with way better offenses than you. You got to keep their offense off the field.
Coach Ray, you're 100% on it. This is where I think Broncos, where I would do well in the Broncos coaching. Okay. Yes, he had to go ahead and do his drink. Okay.
Vance Joseph.
But I'll tell you what though, this is what it is. I think the Broncos are playing to who they would like to be, right? And who they see themselves on paper. On paper, with everybody healthy, they actually are a run and shoot. You know what I mean? They're a passing team if 3 on paper. 6. Healthy. We're talking Cortland Sutton there. We're talking about Judy there, Fant. You know what I'm saying? Right. We're talking about a good stout defense. We're talking about a team that actually could play to the air, right? But they're not that right now what they are on paper, right?
Hurt,
And I think that goes to making in-game adjustments, understanding your personnel and what you're dealing with. And with that in mind, if they're not a run-heavy offense right now, they're fucking up. You guys are fucking up, bro.
I'm with you.
There's no way in the world you guys should not be playing your offense directly through the run. You guys have damn near 3 stout running backs.
3 to 6 yards every game. Take the clock
Royce is still there. He's a good running back in a good system. Lindsey, good running back, good system. Gordon, good running back, good system. And then you got a good tight end. Fant right there. Yeah. You got you a rookie right there with Judy or whatever the situation. Build from the end and go to the out. So, I don't get what the fuck. I don't even coach. I'm just not a dummy.
And somebody said you can't coach.
They did say you can't coach.
I've won a lot. Don't. I've won in every coaching situation I've ever been. So I mean, to be honest with you, I have never been a losing coach. To be honest with you, buddy.
But it's just a simple.
And if that's a move, man, if that is a move, I've outcoached him many a times. So hopefully that's not who's commenting.
Man doesn't count.
Hey, to all you youth football coaches out there, high school coaches, email us to our network
at gmail.com.
Your highlights of the week. We're gonna put on our top 10.
We're gonna do top 5.
We do a top 5. And the first place winner get a prize each week. We ain't gonna tell you what it is yet, but we just to let you know. So all you coaches from everywhere, Arizona, California, Colorado, Texas, Florida, Alabama, all y'all that's watching us now, send us y'all highlights to that email address. We get you
AHRR NETWORK @gmail.com. Again, that's AHRR Network @gmail.com.
I got one quick question. You know what I'm saying? We got a big fight going on this week.
Oh yeah,
and it's on ESPN, not pay-per-view.
Okay.
We got Terrence Crawford.
Can't be that big though.
We got Terrence Crawford, 36-0, 27 KOs against Kelly Brook, or Kell Brook. My bad, Kell Brook. 39-2, 27 KOs. I believe Crawford's 33 years old. Brook is 34 years old. He has 2 losses, right? Only lost to Errol Spence.
Good, one of the best.
And Triple G.
One of the better boxers as well.
You think this is gonna be a good fight?
Well,
do you think that he can put a blemish on Mr. Crawford's record?
Brooks on a hot winning streak right now. He won his last 3 fights. You know what I mean? So he's on a hot winning streak right now. So I think, but Crawford, smart boxer, like Tux was telling you, man, I don't see he can be the same. I don't think he gonna. I say go with the scorecard. I'm going with the scorecard. It won't be a knockout. It's gonna full rounds.
I mean, Crawford's not a knockout. I don't think we're looking for a knockout. Brooks is a damn good boxer / brawler. But you're right. At first, when I first thought about the card, because of Brooks's name is not a big card name. Terrence Crawford's name is more than anybody else's on that. You almost just want to pick Crawford just out the gate, right? But
if you're really looking at the matchup, you're looking at the skill level, you're looking at the records and so on and so forth. I believe, like you said, what he's 39-2 or 30-something, something like that, which is, I mean, a great professional boxing record. However, Terrence Crawford's a different type of boxer than me. Terrence Crawford is not. He has more old style boxing skill than most boxers that I see in today's day and age, and I mean that is not just out there for the knockout. They have the full skill level. Can take a punch, also deliver a punch. Good balance of speed and defense and so on and so forth. Terrence Crawford is arguably pound for pound the best boxer in boxing right now. So I wouldn't be so quick to bet against Crawford. So I would go with Crawford, and he's not a knockout artist.
Technical knockout.
I'll go with a decision.
I'm like Rob. It's going to the scorecard, and I think by the end, because both boxers are, like by record, by 2 losses, he lost 2 real good fights. It's not like he didn't. Were they both decisions or not?
No, let me tell you about these 2 losses. Both of those losses, he had to retire early because he got hit in it because his orbital bone.
Okay.
And both fights were competitive up until that point.
Okay, that's right. Okay. With that being said, then I see this going to the scorecard and it being close, like a 116, 110. I mean, 116, 115, 117, 2-3 points here. But I think it's gonna be a good fight, and you'll get your money's worth. You'll get a chance to actually straight up get your money's worth in a fight versus it being a Mike Tyson 30-second.
With boxing being so crooked.
That's Ezekiel Brook?
No, Kell Brook.
Kell Brook, yeah, Ezekiel. Kell Brook. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
With boxing being so controversial, we've all seen a boxer win a fight, and when they announce it, he loses the fight. I think this is the type of fight we see with Brook. I think Brook is going to win this fight, but somehow Terrence Crawford is going to win this fight to keep him as.
Because he be getting his head bashed in. Terrence Crawford be getting his head bashed in.
To keep him pound for pound. And since we just had a loss just recently from another pound for pound guy, I think they're going to keep it that way.
What is this? What I'm looking up is I guess I got a little long late here. His last fight was when is Ezekiel's last fight? Are you familiar? Anybody?
Let me see. I gotta go on my computer in my head.
So my question is this, right? Was his last fights, were they back to back? They were.
It was like 6
months. Were they both back to back losses?
Brooks?
Were those losses both back to back?
When he lost
Triple G.
Okay. I don't think so.
And if they were, my question, I couldn't find it, was how far are they along?
Because he just won his last 3 fights.
So he just won. So that's not it. So he did have 2 back-to-back losses, and then he just won his last 3 fights, right?
Yes.
Last 3 fights. If you're looking at it, what rounds were those? If you don't mind me asking, in those last 3 fights. I'm trying to see. The reason why I'm asking is and then actually, I mean, if he had 3 fights after that, is really trying to see is his eye bone actually had enough time to heal.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I thought you were going with that. Yeah. Because they said that orbital bone, he lost 2 back-to-backs. It might have been, just like a rehab on that second fight. So it really doesn't. You really can't
go on that.
Knock him. Because the bone wasn't healed. But then he won the last 3 fights, so he didn't have time for that bone to. Right. He must have laid off the season, let it heal.
Yeah.
And then went back.
If we're talking that type, with exactly what you're saying, Coach, then it is a situation where this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Let me check. So
it's going to be a good one. But I still pick Crawford.
Yeah.
He lost back-to-back.
Terrence Crawford was his most recent fight, it looks like.
It can't be.
And he lost that fight.
He already fought Crawford?
No, my bad. That's today. That's coming up. I'm sorry. Okay. My bad. So his last 3 fights, he won in KO.
Okay. What round though? I'm just trying to picture how much damage you got to his eye.
I can't see that.
Okay, but go ahead.
And then KO, then decision, and a KO.
Okay.
He lost, and those 2 losses were back to back.
Okay.
And one was in September of 2016 and May of 2017.
Oh yeah. He good.
It's gonna be
so that was just like you said. That eye probably wouldn't have healed, and the second person got it lucky when he went on tapped that eye one more time and got him. But now you let it heal. Yeah, this is gonna be a brawl.
This is gonna be a good one. This might end in the 8th. I don't know who. Real shit.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go with Brooke, the upset. Man, I love having the fellas here today on Game Point. You know, and shout out, man. Thank you, Uncle Tux. Thank you, Coach Ray, for stepping on the show, man, making the show a little bit more interesting, giving us a lot to talk about, hearing a lot of perspective that sometimes I respect and sometimes I don't. This is Emily Good Night, Robbie the Rocket, Uncle Tux, and Coach Ray. We signing out.
We out.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you lending us your eyes and ears. What's ours is yours.